everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. Today is finally the day that I can talk to you about the Google Pixel 6 Pro. This has been an interesting couple of days. I'm part of Team Pixel. The phone got sent out a couple of days ago, but they of course had the embargo, which we could only show off what the phone looked like, talk about the specs. I didn't want to do that because I don't feel like just holding up a phone like this and saying, okay, look guys, it's shiny, here's the specs. You saw the keynote, you've seen the other 100 million unboxing videos. I want to talk to you about the phone. That's what we're here for. I want to talk about the power, the performance, the design, the camera. There is so much that went into this phone. As soon as I took it out of the box, it was an exciting moment, and it's been fantastic for what? Today is now Monday, so about 4 days I've had this phone. It's been a long 4 days because I've been diving in and testing out so much stuff on it. It's really good. And that's, I think, if you stop watching right there, at least you know it's a good phone. So this phone has a lot of really cool things going on for it, and that's what I want to talk to you about. It's got 3 colors, cloudy white, stormy black, and sort of sunny. You know Google always has to bring in their interesting names. $899 for this flagship level phone. And at that price, it is a steal. It has a fantastic camera, great video quality. If you've been worried about it, because the Pixel phones in the past haven't had great video quality, this one, it really does. The image stabilization, optical image stabilization, 50 megapixel camera, 5,000 milliamp battery. This is the first ever flagship Pixel that has actually gotten me basically all-day battery. And it will you too, especially if you use the adaptive battery, because that's what they have it advertised as, all-day adaptive battery. Want to get some housekeeping out of the way? If this is your first time stopping by the channel, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for waiting to watch this video because I wanted to bring you a good quality video. If you enjoy the video, hit the like and the subscribe button right down there. Hit the like and subscribe button. That helps out a lot. And if you don't already have it enabled, hit the notification bell so you can get updates when new videos come out. So, down to brass tacks. Is the phone any good? Put a green check mark next to it. It's fantastic. It's got the new Tensor Chip designed by Google. It is a brand new chipset. It's not Qualcomm. It's not an Apple. It is a Google Tensor chipset. It's very good. Flagship level. The only concerns I have, there are times where it seems to heat up. Especially if you use the camera, it gets real hot. There are some days when I was using social media and it would just get really warm, or watching YouTube, and then like, wow, why is this getting so hot? And then it wasn't getting so hot. So I think maybe it's just still ironing out some of the kinks. This is not my full review. I've only had 4 days with the phone. So I will have my full review in probably the next week or so after I've had a lot more time with it. I would be doing you a disservice if I said this is my full review. It is not at all. This is an initial review. 5,000 milliamp battery. It's getting me, I have my brightness up to like 80 to 100% all day. I have adaptive brightness turned off. I have dark mode on, adaptive battery. And I'm getting from like 8 o'clock in the morning till about 7, 8 o'clock in the evening and have about between 10 and 20% battery left. And that's fantastic. Any other Pixel that you put out there, any flagship Pixel has never been able to come close to that. So I was concerned when they said it's got all-day adaptive battery. I want to hear it's got all-day battery. But all-day adaptive battery, this thing would get me into the night, no problem. So with the adaptive brightness turned off, fantastic. I like it a lot. It's powerful. Even testing out the camera and the video, which is what is very taxing whenever it comes to the battery life. Screen on time, battery, don't mix together. It eats it up quick, and especially when you use the camera and the video camera. So even testing it out, I'm getting solid battery life. So I'm really excited about that. The power's there, 12 gigabytes of RAM, all the RAM you could possibly need. Baseline storage 128. I don't like that it doesn't have expandable storage still. If you're going to do that, at least give it 256, but 128, at least it's that. 128, 256, you can get the 512. $899 for this phone, I think, is a steal, because if you compare it, you look at like the S21, the S21 Plus, S21 Ultra, those are close to $1,000 more phones. You look at the iPhone 13 Pro, $999, the Pro Max, $1099. 6.7-inch screen. It has a beautiful OLED display that also has a 120 Hz refresh rate, and in addition to that, under the screen fingerprint sensor, HDR10 plus content, nice brightness. I wish it were a little more bright on the outside, but on the inside, it's great. Like it's an OLED screen, so it's really, really bright. Dark darks, white whites. if you have this brightness turned up when you're laying in bed at night, you like wake up in the morning, it's going to be like a torch searing your eyeballs. When I wake up in the morning, I have to make sure the brightness is turned down. The only concern, it could be a little bit better out in the sun, but I think that's a little nitpicky because we've been saying that for years and it keeps getting better and better and better out in the sun. I give it a pass. If you turn it all the way up to 100, it's usable, so I think that that's fine. It looks gorgeous. The 120 hertz refresh rate, you can turn it on or off, so you can have it on 60 or you can have it on the adaptive 120. It can throttle down or speed up the refresh rate based off of what you're doing. It gives you this really, really nice, beautiful, smooth appearance that's so, so nice. Great for gaming, great for watching action video, great for your social media scrolling. It's just the most impressive Pixel screen I've ever used. And don't worry, this is not going to be an entirely positive video. I don't want you to come out of this thinking, hey, he's only saying good things about it. Not the case at all. There are things I have concerns about. The heat, I do have concerns about that. I've talked to other people. They've had some issues as well, but I'm going to frame this and put it about my experience. When you record video, especially for any length of time, it gets really hot. It didn't shut down on me. I tested it up to about 9 minutes, and at 4K 60 with image stabilization on, that was the highest. Everything turned on. I got to 9 minutes, and it didn't shut off. It gets really, really hot, though. I don't know if that's because it's just working so hard to take amazing pictures, and it does. You got a 50 megapixel primary camera here. Take a look at this. Here are some of the camera samples I got. It is just absolutely beautiful. I was hesitant about this phone because there was so much hype surrounding it and there were just so many unknowns. 50 megapixel camera. You've got a 48 megapixel telephoto with up to 4 times optical zoom. That's even more than the iPhone, which is 3 times optical zoom. 12 megapixel ultra wide. And then the 11.1 megapixel front-facing selfie camera. Oh my gosh. I have been, I don't think, this surprised with camera performance in years. And I didn't think that was possible. I thought we plateaued because it seemed like all of the smartphone manufacturers just kept giving us the same old, same old, same old for the last 3 years. It's like Pixel decided to finally stop being lazy after the last couple of years and make a groundbreaking camera and not just keep using the same lens, the same sensor, and just updating it with software stuff to make it, more post-processing stuff for the images. No, this one, fantastic. All sorts of camera editing stuff in there. You can go in, you can do the magic eraser, which is fantastic. You can go in and make things disappear. I made a dedicated video about this. Go watch that here as well so you can see exactly how to do it. Check it out. You can go in and do some really, really cool stuff. Mind-blowing, erasing things out of photos, like next level crazy wow. So you've got all that. 4K 60 on the back on the primary camera. You've got 4K at 30 frames per second on the front. I still think that the iPhone gets the leg up in the video department. However, there is a speech enhancement tool on here when you use the video. Crazy. If you've got noise going around, someone's mowing the yard, car drives by, wind blowing, it uses processing in the computer processor, in the system on the chip. It just takes all that out and filters it out, and you don't even hear it. The speech enhancement area, really crazy good. Check that out if you're going to do videos. However, I still think I have to give an edge to the iPhone when it comes to the video capabilities. The 4K 60 front and back, it doesn't heat up at all. You could do 4K 60 on the iPhone for like 30 minutes straight, and it's like, is that all? Have I even gone up a degree? 2 minutes into recording 4K 60 with this, even 4K 30, it gets hot. So maybe they'll get that ironed out, maybe some more software updates. We'll see how it goes. But seriously impressive. The only other area that's kind of a ding for me is the fingerprint sensor. It's like everything in this phone is like flagship. It's like this whole phone is a Bentley, and then they got like a 2014 Kia Optima fingerprint sensor and put it in here. So let me show you. Fingerprint sensor, it's kind of on the slow side. Sometimes it takes like a reasonable amount of time, and then you can see like right there, it's just like, why in the world does it take so long? The OnePlus is faster, the Samsung is faster. Every phone I've ever used that's been a flagship phone over the last couple of years has a faster and better, like look at that. I don't know what it's doing behind the scenes, but it's very inconsistent. Sometimes it takes seconds to work, sometimes it works in like half a second and it seems like it's okay. I don't know. I'm hoping that will get better with software enhancements moving forward, but on launch, I got to give it a ding there. and it doesn't have facial recognition. I don't understand that. I really don't. They ditched the physical fingerprint sensor. They put the one under the screen. There's no facial recognition. So it's like kind of weird in 2021. We're right on the cusp of 2022. LG's like the only one that went and did something crazy like that. So I'm like, all right, guys, get with the program. We need a facial recognition sensor. I miss the biometric facial recognition sensor in the Pixel 4. It was so good. It was snappy. It was accurate. It was a true biometric facial scanning technology. It wasn't just like scanning the image of your face and you could fool it with a picture like some of the cheap ones. It was legitimate. So I wish they would have brought that back. Again, I'm sure that would have increased the price. They've added a lot of good stuff though. Bluetooth 5.2, IP68, wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, up to 30-watt charging. You can get up to 50% battery with a 30-minute charge. That's what it's rated at. Gorilla Glass Victus all the way around. It is fantastic. I call this like the RoboCop camera module. It's got that black visor look all the way across. I love this color, the stormy black. It's like a really flat, deep gray. It looks like a stormy sky. Like Google, they like to call their phones crazy color names, but this one I think is the most fitting. I love the coral one on the Pixel 6. I was making fun all week because it reminds me of The Walking Dead with Rick, and he says Carl. He's like, Coral. So I kept making fun of it. But I love that coral color. I wish they had it in the Pixel 6 Pro. I'm kind of tempted to pick up a Pixel 6. I don't know. Let me know if you guys want to look at that. I'm going to have to pay for it out of my pocket. Google sent me this one. They're not going to send me the 6. They probably hate me enough already. But I want that coral color. I absolutely love it. $599. Like, this phone is a fantastic deal at $899. The Pixel 6 at $599 is just mind-blowing amazing because you get the same performance. All they did was tone down the refresh rate and the resolution. So instead of Quad HD Plus, it's Full HD Plus. Instead of 120 Hz, it's 90 Hz. It has a flat screen instead of this curved edge screen, which some people don't even like anyway. Curved edge display. I like it. I think this is probably the best curved edge display I've ever used, by the way. And there's no telephoto. Basically, other than that, everything is the same. $300 less, $599. That is probably, hands down, the best deal you could get on a phone anywhere right now, especially an Android. The best Android phone, hands down. This one right here, if you want the Pro model, 6.7, beautiful display. Everything has gotten better over the years. We've got better brightness, better color saturation, the 120 Hz refresh rate, stereo speakers, which sound really good. So you got that going for you. And I know this sounds almost like a comprehensive review. I got to go in and spend some more time with it. This is just my examination and my opinion from using it for days. This is effusing. This is just gushing right now about all the positive things. There's bad stuff. The heat, concerning. The lack of external storage space, no external SD card support. Fingerprint sensor is kind of pants. And then lack of facial recognition technology. It's not perfect. Don't let people fool you into thinking this phone is perfect. Is it very good? Is it bringing in an incredible skill set? Yes. I would probably, if you ask me side by side, should I get like an S21 or get this? I'm going to say this. If you put it side by side and say, should I get an iPhone 13 Pro or this? It really depends. Like, you want the ecosphere of Apple, go with Apple. If you like iMessage, if that's what you kids are into, go with the iMessage, go with iPhone. It'll make you happy. It's fantastic. I'm going to say this. It was really difficult for me to pull my SIM card out of my iPhone 13 Pro that I've been using the last couple of weeks because I've enjoyed it so much. It's just so good for my everyday life. The battery life gets me from 7 in the morning till 3 in the morning. I've run long days. This one, as much as I was excited about this phone, I didn't want to take my SIM card out of my iPhone. I'm not even an iPhone person. It's just that good this year, and it was a big upgrade for me. I use it for my recording. It's just good. Within an hour or two of putting my SIM card in this, I have not thought twice about my iPhone. So that right there is probably the biggest nugget that I could give you to say this phone is gosh darn good. It is. So, biggest probably seal of approval right there. As much as I've really enjoyed using the iPhone, even I set up Google Pay on here today, and I have never used an Android payment method other than Samsung Pay, which I hated. It was okay with the MST, it just wasn't that great otherwise. Google Pay on here is seamless. It sets up so quick, and you just go to your drop-down right here, swipe the drop down, it's right there. You just tap on it and you're good to go. So there has been so much thought into this. I like Android 12. I've never even been a big fan of stock Android. I prefer One UI. I get really bored with the stock Android experience, just like I get bored with the iPhone iOS experience. Android 12, I love it. And this is the best you're going to get. Android 12, Tensor Chip, 12 gigs of RAM, 50 megapixel camera, the best camera setup you could probably ask for. This phone is the real deal. And not just because I got the phone. I've bought all these phones. I bought the S21 Ultra. I bought the Z Fold 3. I bought the Z Flip 3. I bought the iPhone 13 Pro, iPhone 13 Pro Max, Duo 2. I have bought every single major flagship phone this year. And this is the only one I've been sent as a review unit. It's good. Like, if you've seen my channel, you know I've covered a lot of phones. I give this a resounding thumbs up. Is it perfect? No. This phone is not perfect. No phone is perfect. This one is not. But it's darn good. And if you want it, I think you're going to love it. So that's all I've got in this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those down in the comment section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.